This time we're going to go over value types and variables. It's pretty simple how these two work. I think you guys will be able to catch it on pretty quick. This episode should be pretty short. I don't think it's going to be too long. So, in the last video, we did, I think it was instancing. And inside the, that video, we had a thing where we created a new part, and we parented that part to Workspace and gave it cool characteristics and kind of things like that. Oh, whoops! Parent equals Workspace. Let's say my part color. The brick color equals brick color dot random, which means it gets a random color. Previously we did brick color dot new white, and like I said, it shows up on the wiki. If you actually want to go out and search and find out the thing yourself, you can freely do that. But what I'm gonna go over real quick is variables right here. Okay, so this right here is an example of a variable right here. A variable is very convenient because it allows you to go back to the thing that you instanced or you indexed. There's a better way of saying it, and you can use that over and over again for whatever you need to do it for. So in this case, we are indexing this new part that we're creating, and we're doing a lot of different things with this new part that we made because we indexed it. My part is equal to the new part that we made, and because my part is equal to the new part we made, we can manually change all the stuff here by randomly changing, because we have the variable created, right? It's the same thing as doing local lighting. You guys see that lighting is right here. Local lighting equals, let's just do local lighting equals game.lighting. Now watch when I do this. Notice how when you go over here into lighting and you can see the properties, let's just say we can go over to clock time right here. Clock time is a property under lighting. Remember we went over properties before. Hopefully you guys played around with that. Now if we do this real quick, lighting, just do lighting dot. Now there's another trick here. If you have a variable and you just click over here, you can see almost every single property that it has, along with events. This events, we're gonna go over that later. You don't have to worry about that right now unless you want to. And then here, if you just scroll down, you can see actual objects or children that belong under that parent. Notice how atmosphere right there matches up with atmosphere there. Color correction, so on and so forth. If we add a new part here, we'll see it immediately. Lighting, just go back again, and we see part is right there. Okay, let's get rid of that. So as I was saying, we go to the lighting, we can actually see clock time right here, because that property exists under this object, which makes it very easy. Now, this right here, let's just say local clock time is equal to 17. This is going to make it like almost sunset. This right here is exactly equivalent to game.lighting.clock time equals 17. But this gets tedious, right? Now say you want to completely go back and change multiple properties on it. Like say for example, let's change the brightness right here. By default here it's 2. We can change that to 3. Game.lighting shadow softness is equal to 30. That's tedious. Instead of this, we can literally just do lighting dot brightness equals 3. Lighting dot shadow softness equals 30. This is so much better than doing it like this. So much better. That's basically the gist of it. You basically just create this variable that you want it to be equal to something that you're going to index multiple times, instead of completely always doing the full path. Like the full path is in game dot lighting or game whatever. Remember how in the full path of a game, it's always everything is underneath the game. This is the best way to think about it. I'll just probably make a little hierarchy image about it. Yeah, it goes game, and then right to workspace. Yeah, let's just do this real quick. Here's an example. We got game. All right. Everything is underneath the game right here. Workspace, players, lighting, replicated first, replicated storage, all that is underneath the game. And we got workspace here. Do you wonder why when we index something, we usually do dot workspace or whatever? It's the same thing as going down a list of let's just say a list. Yeah, a list. That's the best way of describing it. You go down the list and it's basically counting down one by one by one by one every single period that you put in here. So let's say we just want to index this script right here. That's the exact same thing as that. Game to workspace script right there. Game workspace script. Now we can just do the exact same thing. Game to workspace script. What the hell? These two are equivalent to each other. That's the gist of it. See, in our case, we're doing game dot lighting. Game dot lighting. And let's just change the property or whatever. Game dot lighting dot clock time. And there we go. That's the exact same thing as before. Now there's different types of variables that you can create. I'll leave this up here. Okay, there is local variables. I'm going to explain every single one of these more in depth. Basically, local, you add a local right there, and then you put whatever name, let's just say my variable equals workspace.coliseum right there. Remember how I said here earlier, we can just completely go back and instance it and play around with it. There's also global variables. I don't think you guys should use that yet. Let's just say equals workspace.script. There's also actual true global variables that you can access across different scripts. Let's just say true global workspace.terrain. And that's essentially the three main variable types. What you're going to want to be working through with right now is just local variables for the time being until we get to a stage where these different things come into play. So now we have variables, okay? So the issue with this sometimes is when you're in a game and you're running things, like the scripts are doing stuff, if you sometimes just do workspace or whatever dot, this is like assuming the script is immediately, like this is assuming that it's there, like it's literally there. The problem is say for example we have a script that we put in server script service, right? And here, I'll just do this delay creation. Let's name that delay. Sometimes if you call for something, it's not going to be there. Like if we're adding a part, like imagine you're at like a part's like inside a workspace and your script runs before that part is created. That's going to error. So what do you do in this case? You can either make a variable wait until it exists, or you can make it try to loop through a bunch of things and check if it's there. If it's not there, then the script will continue to run. But if you continue to just do dot, that's gonna break the script. Okay. Let's name that to example. Okay. So this is the example I'm going to show you guys with this. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna actually teach you guys more about wait just in a second. Just leave that for a second right there. Print we're gonna change. We're just gonna add a random part into Workspace real quick. Just a random one. Let's just name that delay part. Delay part. Anchor that. Oh yeah, hit enter. Let's anchor that. Go back to script. Okay. Now what we're gonna do here is change the name from delay part dot name to part is let's do like no delay. Let's name that to no delay. So what this is, wait basically is just waiting 5 seconds before the code below it runs. So if we do print hi, this is going to run immediately because we don't have anything yielding it or forcing it to wait, or a breakpoint. No, not even a breakpoint, just anything that's causing it to wait. And yeah, so this will run immediately. This part right here, everything underneath this wait, assuming you don't have any other waits, it's gonna run right after 5 seconds approximately. So actually a trick we can do right here just to play around with the weights is let's put in wait 2, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, something like that, and you get the time right there. It's not always going to be exactly 2 seconds, but you can kind of understand what's going on here. The shortest wait you can do is about 0.03 seconds. That's the lowest, and there's multiple types of waits, but this is it. So this is one script. This is going to change the name of delay part to no delay after 5 seconds. Now, this is we're gonna make another script real quick. Is search. We're just gonna name that search. Workspace dot no delay right there. That name equals hello. So let's just go through this really quick. After 5 seconds of the game running, the part right here, delay part, its name is going to be changed to no delay. Right there, no delay. And then this other script, it has absolutely no delay. No delay here whatsoever. Like no delay as in like there's no wait here. Like I said earlier, it's going to completely just run straight up. Like it'll just run immediately as soon as possible. There's an issue with this. No delay doesn't exist under Workspace, right? It's not there. So it's going to break. The script will break. It's going to say an error right here. Let's just observe that really quick. No delay is not a valid member of Workspace. What that means is it's not a member of Workspace. Now it is, obviously, because we changed the name by a different script. But the point I'm trying to make out of this is if you try to immediately call for things, it's not going to work. Alright, like I said earlier, because no delay doesn't exist. And the problem is this script is running like the moment you hit play. But unfortunately, after 5 seconds, we are changing the name so that it actually is there. Like the condition works out, but only after 5 seconds. But this script is not waiting after 5 seconds. So we could do wait 6. This is a very hacky way to do it. It's not good though, right? Like it doesn't make sense. See, no delay, and it changed the script to hello. Now, what you can do, and a better way of doing it, is we're gonna wait until it exists, until it's there. So what you do is Workspace, wait for child. What this does is it's going to wait until essentially whatever object you're looking for is there. It'll wait for however long it needs to wait for until it's there. This can cause like infinite yields, which means like it pauses the whole script. It'll keep waiting until it's there. Keep waiting until whatever. You could make it, say, like, for example, Uh, so you've been stuck in a game where you're trying to like load and like on the screen it says like waiting for data or whatever. That's probably due to waiting for child that they put in the script. And then the thing that they're trying to wait for, trying to like find, it isn't there. So it leads you to infinite loading. That's basically the best way of describing this. Is infinite loading until the condition is reached. Is it not a condition? Actually, I shouldn't say a condition. It's waiting until the object is there. Okay. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna put right here. Since we're trying to find workspace dot no delay, since it's not there, of course, we're gonna do workspace no delay dot name equals hello. And now this is going to work out. Also, let me show you a trick though, real quick, just to make sure you guys understand. Print hi. All right. Remember what I said? This is gonna wait until it's there. And in this case, it's gonna wait approximately. It's gonna wait more than 5 seconds until it's there. Otherwise, if we just do print hi, we just put it up right there. It's gonna print hi immediately. Yeah, you see there. But if we put this back down there, it's gonna wait about 5 seconds, and then it's gonna print hi because that's the time that it's there. And there we go. That is the wait for child variable. The same thing works for find first child. Now, this one is just gonna look through the whole thing if it's there, or you just try to find it if it's there. If it's not there, it's not gonna break. Here, let me show you an example by breaks or scripts breaking. Workspace.noDelay.name equals hello. See, okay. By normal standards, in a normal world, this whole thing would run. All right, everything would run, everything right here from line 1 to line 2, which means that print hi would come out. Watch what happens. It's not gonna come out because the script broke. There's an error. It breaks whenever there's an error at a certain line. Everything underneath it is not gonna run according to the scope, but we'll get into that later. But if we put it above, it's gonna work because it's not underneath. It's just that simple. But if we do find first child, I always recommend doing find first child. It's a lot better. Put that right there. It'll still error, but it's not gonna break the script. Oh wait, hold on a minute. No, it did. Find first child dot name equals hello. Yeah, okay. I still broke it. That's because we're doing the absolute method of hold on, let me right here. This is basically what we're doing. That's why it's breaking. Or am I tripping? Hold on. Let's do this. This might not work. Yeah, it's probably not gonna work. Yeah, what the heck? I'm supposed to be a teacher. I didn't know if that was working or not. Okay. Well, you kind of get the gist, though. Yeah. It's still the wait for child method still applies here. It works the exact same. We're just indexing it. Now we can completely go back and change the properties just like before when we changed the properties are what was I trying to say? It's like properties. Yeah, just say properties because it is a part. It's basically what we're trying to change out of it. But yeah, I think you guys probably get the gist of it. So now that you understand that, we could go back to our example right here, and we could you can find some kind of way to utilize variables right here. Just play around, man. Just remember, you could still do the exact same thing through the command bar. Let's just change the clock time to like midnight or something, right? You could just do that. Completely dark. When you put it back to 12, it's gonna be noon. And yeah, play around with it, get used to the idea behind variables, and you'll understand it in no time. All right, I'm gonna go sleep. Psych.